Hello everyone and welcome to round 7 of the 2018 HR Racing Formula 1 World Championship, and we are live from Montreal, Canada. So, for round 7 then of this the season, firstly we must just go through what happened last week. We must apologise for the pretty poor streaming connection last week. I was in the middle of the forest, so yeah, can't you know, that's what you get for being in a bunch of trees. Felt like Tarzan last week. Anyway, let's get to it then. I'm joined in the commentary box by a social media expert, and he'll also be my Ted Kravitz in the pit lane. It's Nathan. So Nathan, nice for you to join us. How are you? You alright?
Not bad. I'm looking forward to this race in Canada. It should be some good stuff.
Great. Excellent. Anyway, moving on then. So whilst everyone's just going through their warm-up laps, let's just take a look. Because PSN has actually now decided you're allowed to change your names. So we've got a couple of new names, unfamiliar names on the left-hand side of the tower. So we got, of course, Evil Hunter is actually just Hunter, so he's changed his name. Broke Gorilla, he used to be Killerman, so he's now called Broke Gorilla. We've also got Dan Murphy, who was Remy. He is now Dan Murphy. Steve Wolves is now just Steve-O. I'm just going to call him Steve. This is going to be an interesting name. Prize at Kumquat. He mentioned the chat, but I forgot. But yeah, that used to be Nosy, but now he's now Prize at Kumquat. So if we're on board now, when the Mercedes now coming across the line, and he's going to start his fastest lap. But yeah, and I think those are the only name changes, I believe. So everyone else is all exactly the same, I believe. So let me just find someone who's on a lap. So we're watching.
I think is.
Yeah, I've just joined him now. Thanks, Dave. So I've just joined him now. So Prize is now on the back straight. So this is the second DRS. No, it's the first DRS zone. Of course, there's 3 around Canada. So similar to Australia. And now coming down to the hairpin, great place to watch racing. I've never been to Canada personally, but I know a friend who went there, and he says it was one of the best places to watch. As a Venstra goes fastest on a 109.9. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Nave, can you see what's happening in sector 2? I'm going to keep with Prize as he comes down into the final chicane. He bumps across the curve, DRS activated. Got another yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. As it comes across the line, and Prize goes on a 109.5. Of course, that was set on the Hypersoft tyres. got of course a couple of debutants as well. Nigel's one of them coming into the pit. We got Asdog, who's a couple of races now. So we're going to watch Double, who's also joining the season quite late. We go for the championship standings in the mid. Double goes across the line on Donald 112. He is third past at the moment. He's a couple of seconds behind. As we're now back on board then with we've got no flag in sector 3. Remember that there's a very hazardous wall called the Wall of Champions. Bilton goes up into 3rd. We're on board with Broke Gorilla. It used to be Killerman, because Killerman has shown pace in this season, but unfortunately it's just been very unlucky, especially in Azerbaijan. He has to go again though, because he invalidated his lap. We got Evil Hunter on an out lap. Asdog is on a flying lap. Now we're on board with Steve in the Ferrari, because we've got a couple of cars coming through the final corner. I think as we're Gators, I'm on a bit of a and what does Steve do? Now Steve comes across the start and finish straight, and DRS wide open, and he's on a 109.7. That puts him second fast at the moment. He is 2 tenths behind Prize. Or Nosy. I'm just going to call him Prize, I think. So Double is coming straight into the pits. So the tyre choice then for this Canadian Grand Prix, as we're watching Chucky, of course, his teammate is not in the session at the moment, I don't believe. Am I right, Nathan? Can we see Jochen in the session?
I don't believe yeah, he's 10th at the moment. He's still in the pits.
Oh, that's alright, yeah. I just had a bit of a, like, where is he? As Broke Gorilla goes up into 4th fastest, we're watching Chucky. He goes 7th, he goes up to 4th fastest on a 1:10. So he's the highest of the 10 so far, and he goes across the runoff area in turn 1, and he lets by the Sauber. So it's all action so far.
Someone's off the track.
in turn 1.
Chunky's off track, yeah.
Yeah, we're just sitting out, Nathan. And don't worry, keep him on my toes though, that's a good thing. And we've got another flying sector 1 board with Mr. Elite in the Renault. And we're going to go through a couple of debutants as well in a minute, as Mr. Elite then comes across the line, and what does he done? He's done a 110-1, that moves him up to 4th position, also on the Hypersoft tyres. So what are the tyre selections for this weekend? Well, we got to the Hypersoft, Autosoft and the Supersoft. The majority of the field have qualified on the Hypersoft, apart from Broke, Gorilla, who's on the Autosoft, and we've got another man, Deathstorm has gone up into 8th position on a 10.8, so he's done 3 laps on those Hypersofts. So Gator Nation, I think, is going to have another go, but Johan is now the championship leader, absolutely dominating this championship at the moment. 5 wins in the first 6 races. It's just an incredible. His stats are immense, isn't it? As we got NWBB, who's making his debut, I believe, in the Sauber. That's on the super soft tyre. That's impressive stuff. He's on the 10.0 on board with another debutant of Nigel. He's in the Mercedes because his teammate is Asdog, who's in 8th position at the moment, and 10.05 or a 10.5. I don't think he'll be happy with that. We'll probably need to go again. So Nigel coming through the well, he can get closer than that to the World Champions, I believe. Now comes across the line, he sticks to the left-hand side, and what's he done? He's done 108. That's incredible time from Nige. Wow. Nige has thrown down the gauntlet. Good time there from Nige. So at the moment then we got Godzilla, who's out on a outlap with Dan Murphy is still in the pits. Johan is now can he match Nigel's time? Because that's a great time for Nige. And coming down the back straight then, because this is the second DRS zone into the final chicane now. This is where the World Champions are. Obviously, he also gives the wall a lot of respect there. He stays to the left-hand side because that's the shortest line to the line. And where's he gone? He's only gone second fastest at the moment. So if we got a challenger to Johan, no, I really hope so. No disrespect to Johan, he's just been immense this season, but I'd like to see him challenge. We've got a retirement, I think, as we're watching Gator Nation, who's done a 112.8 in the Force India. That Force India looking very lively. Venstrand is out of the race. We've got a yellow out of the qualifying. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. So we're now just going to keep an eye. So Prize and Venstra have both retired from the sessions. They are still in the pit, so they're still in the session. They just think that is more than enough then to get them through. Godzilla now comes across the line. He is going to start his flying lap now. He's in the Haas. Of course, his teammate also in the Haas as well. We've got Vesley joining. Hopefully Wesley can stay in the session because he's having a bit of troubles keeping in at the moment, which is a shame for Wesley because he was immense in qualifying. Qualifying in Monaco. Absolutely amazing stuff. He was the driver of the day. From 15th on the grid up into 2nd. That's one of the best Monaco drives I've seen. And Godzilla looks like he's all over the road at the moment, so it looks like he's just getting himself back into the groove of the game. But he's coming now down to the hairpin, so this is where the end of sector 2 is. So he is on a 143.3, and he's of course on the Hypersoft. So at the moment then, with guys that haven't set a lap so far is Gunnar in the Renault, and then we've got both the Haas's of Murphy and Godzilla. So on the back straight now, what helmet for Godzilla? I do appreciate a good helmet. As coming down to the final chicane now, what's he doing? Again, giving a wide berth to that World Champions because the World Champions is very infamous. And what does Godzilla do? He does a 112, and that unfortunately he looks like he's invalidated his time, so that is not going to count. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. I think it's just someone getting themselves composed and ready to have an attack on this Canadian Grand Prix circuit. Of course, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, of course, named after the famous French Canadian who drove for Ferrari, the famous number 27. And to be honest, I think one of the as Wesley joins again and leaves, this is a bit unfortunate. So Murphy goes 12th at the moment. Only 12th for Murphy. I think he'd be quite disappointed with that lap. That should get him through. Should do. Remember, you have to qualify 15th or above to get into the next session. We're on board with Gunnar now. I think that he is going to do a. I think he's starting as fast as lap time. We're going to stay with Godzilla now. He is 6/10 off the pace in sector 2. That is not a bad time at all from Godzilla. So Godzilla now coming into the final chicane, a lot more attack. Oh, getting a bit of a power slide on as well as they come across the line. What does he do? Right back on board. He still got a bit of errors, and he goes up to 16th at the moment. Currently, he is in the drop zone. We're going to lose 3 cars because we've only got 18 drivers tonight. But so at the moment he is 3/10 away from Double, who is on the bubble as well. So we've got a 2-second gap back to Bilton, who is at 14th at the moment. And we're now watching Gunnar. Of course, Gunnar's been very impressive in the last couple of races, hasn't he? Really just improving himself again and again. So now coming into the chicane. A bit of opposite lockdown, and now he comes across the line, and what's he doing? He's done a 1:11.4, which moves him up into 15th position, so he is not Double out of contention. And I've got yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's someone just backing up there. So Double is back out now, and he's 4/10 away in the Ferrari. Of course, his teammate Steve is in 4th position at the moment. Hunter has gone up to 9th. So as Vesey again joins, I really hope Vesey does join this race because he is a talented driver, and I'd like to see him get into the fight with Johan and Nigel, and even a prize as well. It's such a shame, unfortunately, with these issues with connecting and everything. It's yeah, it's just unfortunate. But yeah, so it's not. Right, apologies, this is very unprofessional of me, I'm just going into the chat. How's the stream, Nathan? Is it looking good? There's no issues like there was last week, is there?
No, it looked a lot better than last week.
No, that's because I'm in the middle of the woods this time. I'm actually in civilization. So, do you like this track, by the way, Nathan? What do you reckon? I think that it's a tough track in terms of actual like penalties and stuff like that. But if you get a good flow, it's pretty good, isn't it? How are you like around here?
I would like to say I'm good, but yeah, it is. I have to admit, it is one of my favourite tracks of the F1 grid.
Best sense you've made all day.
Some Gator Nation's out.
Yeah, Gator Nation's gone into the Wall of Champions. He may not be a champion, but unfortunately he joins the list of the Wall of Champions. And then Gator Nation is out, so he was outside the drop zone as well. But that is a dangerous place to park your car. As you can see, we've got a fire engine in the foreground there. I don't think we're going to need it. I think he'd come in a bit too hot though, so he might have caused a problem there. Did you get my pun there, Nathan? So unfortunate for Gator Nation, of course, he's from our American driver, and we got another car off. That's that's Gorilla, who's on the side of the track, just coming into the hairpin. That was a pretty interesting place to park your car. Bilton's now out on the Hypersoft. I'm not sure. I think it's a new set of Hypersofts, I think. Yeah, apologies guys, I have not shared this on Facebook yet, but I will do just before the race, so I might do a bit of multitasking, so which never ends well. Definitely not, because I'm going to go for the championship as well in Q2, but this Q1 has been action packed. Great stuff. This is a great way to start the Canadian Grand Prix weekend or day, as we do it all in one day, a bit like Formula E. And yeah, if you watch Formula E, should I really be promoting Formula E? Yeah, why not? If you watch Formula E, it's wow, red flag there. It's kind of like a traffic jam in the there. So yeah, they did about one lap, something like that. Unfortunately, Sam Bird broke his damage to the drivetrain, and unfortunately that was his race over with. Bilton now comes across the line. I think that he will be starting a flying lap now. This was his out lap. So let's go through the grid. We got Nigel, I should just call him Nigel, shouldn't I? We've got Saba coming out of the pits now. And Nigel's done a 108.7. He's thrown the gauntlet down straight away, hasn't he? Johan is second at the moment. We're so used to seeing Johan like up there. Prize is in 3rd position. Stee is in 4th position. Of course, Stee has had a bit of, hasn't scored as many points as he would like, but hopefully he'll get himself up together today. We got Venstra in 5th. We got Murphy, who's just gone up to 6th. So well done to Murphy in the Haas. 7th is NWBB 999, who's in 7th position. He's making his debut today. I hope so. Anyway, otherwise I might yeah. I might get a boot up the backside. Anyway, so yes, and so BB999 on the Sauber is got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, and is 7th at the moment. We've got Mr. Elite in 8th position. Death Storm also making his debut. Of course, he was on the full entry list, wasn't he? But I don't think he ever made a start. He did originally have the Mercedes, but he is in 9th at the moment in the McLaren. We've got Gunnar in 10th. What does Bilton do? He has done a lap which is 3/10 quicker, but I think he must have been validated. So yeah, we've got 1 minute. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. But Double's in the pit, so Double is out. So that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, Gorilla. These name changes have really thrown me. I'm gonna struggle, aren't I now? And Broke his. Of course, he hit the wall on the left-hand side, just there where Godzilla went. Just drove by, and unfortunate as Godzilla's on 6-lap old Hypersoft tires. I'm not sure if this is gonna help him. Unfortunately, Gator Nation, when you seen him, he went to the wall and went to the wall with champions. Hard hit, and Godzilla has run out of ERS by the looks. He's maxed out, so maybe this is just a warm-up lap to get himself going. But I think he should have changed his tires. I think the 7-lap old Hypersofts is not going to help him unless he's very kind on his tires. But even so, unfortunately, then we've lost Gator Nation and Double, and it looks like we've lost Godzilla as well, as he is now run out of fuel. So that's unfortunate. So the guys in the drop zone is Double. We've also got Godzilla, and we've also got Gator Nation out as well. Social media man Nathan, we got a comment.
Alex Henry says, "Wall of mediocre drivers. Caboose for me." I believe that says caboose.
Oh, Daboosh.
Caboose for me.
Well, so in the wall goes Godzilla. Well, you cut out there, Nathan. So yeah, I'll read that back to me in a second. But after we've gone through the the first qualifying session, where we've lost 3 cars, unfortunately. But that's the name of the game in the first qualifying session, is to get rid of the 5 slowest cars. But in this case, we only got rid of 3. And also in the next session we're going to get rid of the next 5. So unfortunately, Gator Nation out. He hit the wall with champions. He's 4.1 seconds off the pace. 4 seconds off the pace is Godzilla in the Haas car, and Double, who is in 16th position, is 3.2 seconds off the pace. We think Gorilla. There's too many too many similar names now. I get too confused easily. Yeah, Gorilla, who is unfortunately hit the wall. But and I think he might be out. If that is the case, we're only going to lose 4 cars and not 5. So this is Q2 then. The importance of Q2 is that you have to, if you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tires where you set your fastest lap. That's the main aim in this second qualifying session, is that you must start on those tires that you set your fastest time on. But as it's loading up, let's go through then the championships. I've been promising it for like the past 10 minutes. As we said before, in Monaco, then we went into kind of radio mode halfway through, so that went a bit old-fashioned, didn't it? But anyway, we're going into Q2 now, and let's just go through. Yeah, unfortunately, Gorilla's out of this session. He's had a bit of hard luck in this season so far, so I'm hoping that. Let's hope he has a good race, because yeah, it's just. Unfortunately, he's just had bad luck after bad luck, and out comes Asdog in the Mercedes. There he goes, lights up the rears, and away he goes. So he'll be the first man to cross the line. But anyway, yeah, in Monaco then we got Jochen, who won the race. So that was his his 5th race win of the season. Wesley, it's his birthday today, Wesley. So happy birthday to Wesley. But unfortunately, he's not having much of a happy birthday, as he can't get in the session though. So gutted for him, because he won driver of the day as well. He did a superb drive in Monaco, came from 15th on the grid up into 2nd. Knowlesy is 3rd, or as he's now called, Price. So Knowsley is now in so yeah, Price is in third, Hunter is fourth, Remy is fifth, or now he's called Murphy, so Murphy in fifth, Asdog sixth, Venstra seventh, Gator Nation was eighth, Goldfish ninth, and Double in 10th, getting his first points of the season. So in the championship then, in the championship then we got Johan, and who's leading by he's had one DNF, and the rest have all been victories really. Of course, in Australia he had a great fight with Brazzer. Of course, Brazzer unfortunately called it a day. I think he just had enough of the issues with the Codemaster and everything like that, which is such a shame really, because Brazzer was a very outstanding driver. Of course, Bilton returns this week as well, because he's had a couple of races out. He was on a stag last week, and from the pictures it looked great. So yeah, he's back in action now in the Toro Rosso. Of course, Toro Rosso, as I keep saying, I think have got the strongest team lineup this season. So he now starts his flying lap. He comes through turn 2. Whilst we're right on board with Bilton, let's continue on then with the driver championship. So yeah, Jochen is first at the moment. Second is Wesley. Hunter is third. The fourth is Murphy, with Prize in fifth position. Venstra sixth. Bilton, who's missed a couple of races, but he is still in seventh. Asdog, of course, joined the championship late, but he's eighth. Gunnar ninth, and Gator Nation is in 10th at the moment. So yeah, at the moment we got a couple of guys who are yet to get off the mark. We've got Steve who's yet to get off the mark, but he's but we hopefully he can get rid of some of the bad luck and sort it out this week. In the constructors then, at the moment it's Red Bull that's leading. We've got a commanding lead of 133 points at the moment, as we're watching Bilton out on the final sector now in the coming down the back straight. Toro Rosso second, of course. That's the Toro Rosso which Bilton's driving at the moment. Second in the constructors, Force India third, McLaren fourth, Haas fifth, Sauber sixth, Mercedes seventh, Renault eighth, ninth is Williams, and 10th is Ferrari on 3 points. So Bilton goes fastest at the moment, and he has done a 1:10.0. Then that's followed by Ansdog, who's done a 1:10.9. They're both on the ultra soft tyres. So as we got a second, we got Prize, who's done a 13 there. So I think that he was just kind of getting his eye in on the track, so we expect him to go a lot quicker than that. Of course, he is on the Microsoft, and Nige goes into 1:9. So Nige is looking very, very competitive at this stage of the qualifying session. 1:09 there, and we've got Steve who's just coming across the line now on a 1:10. They're coming across the line thick and fast now, but Johan just threw down the gauntlet there to Nige. To Nigel, I keep calling him Nige, and to Nigel, and is now up into first position at the moment. So looking good, looking very good. This is. We've got Death Storm, who is not on a hot lap by the looks. He is just starting a hot lap now. We got Murphy, who's out now. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Mr. Elite is now starting his lap as well. And we've got Hunter in the pits at the moment. So Murphy is on the super soft tyre, so that is the slowest of the 3 compounds, but that is the most durable compound tyre that we have available in Canada. Venstra goes fourth. Apologies, we missed that. We was on board with Death Storm. He's having a bit of an adventure in sector 1 there, by the looks, as coming through to complete sector 1. I'm not sure. Well, he's done it. He set it up with a 1:17. That's 1 on the ultra soft there. There's a Mercedes get out of the way. So we're going to just have a look to see. Oh, and Double B, BB has just hit the wall. Has he got damage? I didn't see if he had damage, but that's definitely not going to help his cause. So here comes Murphy now. His teammate Godzilla is out of the qualifying, unfortunately. But here's Murphy now on the super soft tyre. So what is the delta like between the soft and the ultra soft? I don't know. Usually it's about 0.8 of a second. I'm just guessing mine. So yeah, it could be anything like that. We're on board with the T-cam now. You can see it's getting very dark overhead, isn't it? It's got a yellow flag in sector 3. I hope it's just someone just backing up, and it's gone now. We've got Force India in the foreground there. I think that is Hunter. Of course, Hunter, the lead admin of this series, and he's the man. He's the praetor, the man who got this idea and got it rolling off his feet. Of course, we're on round 7 of our first season of HR Racing. A lot of exciting things have come in this series as well. But as Murphy goes across the line, and he's invalidated his lap, unfortunately, so he has to go again on the super soft tyres. So remember, if if you set your fastest lap with inside the top 10, you must start the race on those tyres. And just having a look to see if I can find anyone who's on a lap at the moment. Vestra is retired. I think he's just in the pits and he's quite happy, quite content with what he's done. So here comes BB999. I'm not very good with these letters and numbers or anything, so yeah, so NWBB coming down the back straight now. He is in the Sauber, of course. He's standing in for Twan, who Twan is down. Oh, he's hit the wall of champions there. That's not a good thing. But he's keeping across the line. This is a decent lap though, and he's still third. Good stuff. But yeah, it's not. A lot of people are really taking liberties with the wall of champions at the moment. Great stuff. Well, we got yesterday then to Murphy. We got Murphy and Hunter very close between each other. So what does Hunter do as he comes across the line? He's done a 1:12, a 1:11, 8, and those on the super soft tires. But he is invalidated his lap and has to go again. Murphy has gone up to 7th on the super soft tire. Good lap from Murphy. So Hunter will have to go again. As we got Gunnar now coming across the back straight. Lovely green helmet there for Gunnar. He's on the Renault, sitting well away from the. He's on the Hypersoft tyre here. What does Gunnar do? And looks like he's invalidated his lap as well. So that's unfortunate. We got Chucky, who's gone up to 8th. Of course, Chucky in the Red Bull. The Red Bull's leading constructors at the moment, looking very strong. So here comes Prize now. So what can Prize do? This is, I think, his outlap, isn't it? Because he's done a 1:17 at the moment. So Gunnar might have to go. Gonna have to go again. Mr. Elite in the second Renault, because his teammate just crossed the line with his lap in front of him. Mr. Elite is on the Ultra Soft at the moment, and he comes across the line. He will have to start a lap again. So back on board with Hunter. He's 8/10 up at the moment, and he's coming into the final corner. What does he do? He gives the World Champions a wide berth. And now he stays over to the left hand. Well, he's gone more in the centre, so he has done a 1:10.6, and that goes 9th fastest at the moment. Currently at the drop zone, we have Deathstorm, and Vesely joins again. We have Deathstorm. Let's hope that Vesely can join for the race. It'd be good if he can. He will have a bit of a handicap though, in terms of he will not be able to get his setup on, but. He's a very skilled driver, and I think he can get around. Setups are important, but he's a racer, isn't he? He will. I think he will be more than happy to just join us. Of course, as I said, this is Vesely's birthday today, so happy birthday to Vesely. And I'm really hoping, crossing my fingers, that he does get in today, and hopefully has a good race, as all these guys do. Obviously, we'd like to see all of them have a race. So as we're on board with Mr. Elite. At the moment he's in the drop zone, so we've got Asdog who's in the drop zone, so he's going to have to come out for another go. But what does Mr. Elite do? He goes up to 12th at the moment, so he needs to go again if he wants to get through to Q3. We've got 5 minutes to go in this session. So we've got Asdog, Mr. Elite, Deathstorm and Gunnar all out at the moment. So if they want to get into Q3, they need to come out and have another go. So Mr. Elite was on the Ultrasoft, so I wonder if he's going to try it and go on the Hypersofts. Yeah, so we haven't talked about tyres much. So at the moment now we got Johan, who is on the Hypersoft, and that's why he's fast at the moment. Nigel is second, who's on the Ultrasoft. Third is BB in the Sauber. He's third at the moment. Hypersoft for Bilton, Ultrasoft for Price. Venstra on the Ultrasoft as well. Then we've got Steve's on the Ultrasoft. Murphy is on the Supersoft. Then we've got Chucky on the Hypersoft. And Hunter, who's also on the Hypersoft as well, but Hunter is only 3/10 away from Asdog. So I wonder if Hunter's going to feel like he needs to go again to ensure that he gets through to Q3. If he does, he probably could go to the Ultrasoft. Yeah, it was so easy to actually, where it's just soft, medium, and hard, wasn't it? I'm glad they've changed it. But in comes Mr. Elite now, so he's in 12th at the moment. He's going to have to come back out. Gunnar is back out now. We're going to follow Gunnar's progress because he's in the drop zone, and he needs to pull a lap out now to get himself up into the top 10. Is that rain? That is rain. So there's rain on the tub of the Renault. So this is not going to help anyone at all. So at the moment we've got Asdog, Mr. Elite, Deathstorm, and Gunnar, who are all in drop zone, and might. And this is rain is going to cause. Are we going to get a Leclerc-esque lap like we did in Brazil? I think it was, Are we going to get a look ALR S-lap in there? Oh, he's hit the wall! He's hit the wall. I hope... Is that damaged anything? I cannot see any damage. But he's going to have to go again now. Of course, I think he invalidated his lap. We've got a Red Bull out there as well. So we got a bit of rain in on the horizon. So this is not good at all for the guys in the drop zone. So Asdog is out of the pits. Mr. Elite is in the pits. Well, I think, unfortunately, this is just come at the wrong time, hasn't it, as, for these guys. Such a shame. So that's probably why eventually I called it a day quite early, because he knew that this rain was coming, and yeah. So Asdog is out of the pits now. Mr. Elite is still in the pits with 3 minutes to go. The later they leave this, the harder it's going to be, or it's going to be to get through. So we got Death Storm out as well, of course, making his debut this today, and he is coming from sector 1. But yeah, this rain is curtailed, doesn't it? All these guys. So what is so what's Gunnar going to do? He is 2/10 off, so he is still within the ballpark. Can he now coming into the final chicane course? He took a bit of a whack, this time going a much wide berth. The World Champions comes across the line, he goes, floats in the middle. He has done a 1:11, and that's his first time on the board today, but unfortunately he is still 14th. He's got time, but yes, unfortunately he's running out of time. Here goes Death Storm. I'm not even sure what I was saying there. Must have been a combination between Vestra and Death Storm. Anyway, Death Storm now in the McLaren. Now coming into and he's coming into the pits with 2 minutes to go. This is quite a short lap, so could he get out again? Oh, it's touch and go. I'm not sure if he will. On board with Asdog now. Asdog might be the biggest, biggest casualty in this qualifying session to make it out. And look at that! Back end is trying to step out there. We've got a yellow flag into turn one, and Asdog, unfortunately, yeah, Asdog retires from the session. So that's his. And we've got someone on Inters, Mr. Elite. I don't think that's going to get him through. So that is such a shame for Asdog then. So he is the biggest name that has dropped out of Q2, unfortunately. So and Evil Hunter's retired as well. So what's Gunnar going to do? Well, he's 6 seconds back with just a minute to go, and he's also in as well. So that's such a shame then. So at the end of that qualifying session, then rain kind of curtailed the last the four guys that dropped out. So you see Mr. Elite's out as well now, and Death Storm coming in, and Gunnar coming in as well. So bit of a shame really. So the rain unfortunately spoiled the action which was going to happen in the final few minutes of qualifying. So that's such a shame. So yeah. So I wonder what the weather is going to be like in I wonder what the weather is going to be like in Q3 then. Is it going to be enough for Inters? You can see it's getting heavier and heavier. I reckon that they're going to have to go into Inters now as we're watching NWBB in the Sour. He's on the super soft at the moment. I think he might be just getting his eye in. Well, he's now in the pits as well. So we've got 20 seconds remaining in this session, and I think that's it. Unfortunately, big shame there. That is. Yeah. So yeah, I did say that it was getting dark, but yeah, they'll think some of the drivers might be kicking themselves there. So that's the end of Q2 then here in Montreal, Canada. And now we're just going to be waiting for everyone else to retire so we can get on to Q3. Because I'm really interested to know how I'm really interested to know what the weather's going to be like in in Q3. Well, this has been an action-packed qualifying, hasn't it? Wow. It's only going to get better as well. So at the moment then, Jochen, who is on the ultra soft tires, is fastest from Nigel, who is second. Nigel, of course, making his debut tonight, and he is looking strong. NWBB is third, Bilton fourth, Price fifth, Venstra sixth, Steve is in seventh, eighth is Murphy on the super soft tire, hyper soft is for Chucky, and Hunter is on the super soft as well. We lost Asdog, we lost Mr. Elite, and Death Storm and Gunnar. So here we go then. Q3. This is the business end now. This is usually where I say this is where the cars are going to be the quickest all of this racing session, but unfortunately I don't think that's the case, because I have a feeling that we're going to be out on the intermediates. Of course, the intermediates have got a shallow groove, and it's in between the slick tire and the full wet tire. Of course, the full wet tire is, of course, got deeper grooves in. So yeah, I doubt we'll see those. But then again, in Canada, as that famous 2011 race showed us, rain can come out of nowhere. I think that's the longest race in Formula 1 history, isn't it? Canada 2011, and a lot of people's favourites as well. Of course, Jenson Button winning from way down the field. And to be honest, I remember sitting there for almost 4 hours and 4 minutes was the race, and then plus the pre-show and post-show, about 5-6 hours. But what a race it was! It was a cracking race, and yeah. So yeah, and I think he took Vettel on the last lap. So at the moment, no one is keen to go out. Just as I say that, Venstre comes out of the pits. He's on the Sauber, and he is on the intermediate tyres. So I wonder what they're going to do. They're going to fill up and just go round and round and round, and then come in for the last 5 minutes to go, and then go on to a fresh set of intros. Would I do that? Probably, but my tactics is not very good on this game. I just kind of hope for the best, which is probably not what you should do. These guys do not hope for the best. These guys know exactly what they want to do, and they're probably all out there now, and they've all got all are out there now, apart from Chucky at the moment. So yeah, I wonder what it's going to be like for the race then. So if we do have a bit of, we've got a car in the wall. That's where Stroll crashed, and it's Stee. Unfortunately, Stee having a bit of a rough introduction to the HR Racing League, and unfortunately Stee was in the wall just where Lance Stroll and Brendan Hartley had a bit of a coming together. So that's a shame. That it's just as they come into turn 5 and 6, I believe. So we've got Murphy now on that lap. Venstre is going to be starting his lap now. I think the Venstre is the furthest one round. Lovely helmet. I think I've mentioned it before. So car 85 in the Sauber. Of course, branded with a Ferrari, branded Alfa Romeo. So coming now through the first game, see how much slower it is now because of look at that! That's incredible backslide there from Venstre. This is good car control from the young man, and now you can see, look how much slower it is now because there's water on the track. It's very slippery, very greasy. So these guys are going to have to adapt now to these wet conditions. Unfortunately for Steve, that's it then. So he's out of qualifying. There is no spare cars these days, no T cars anymore. And look at that again, opposite lock on for Venstre. It's very tricky out there, isn't it? And the rain is getting heavier now, so I think that maybe the first couple of laps might be the quickest laps in qualifying, as now it comes out of the hairpin now. So now we're on the back straight. Was DRS been disabled? I believe it has. It has been disabled. So yeah, coming down then to the final sector now, the final chicane, and yeah, very cautious in the final chicane. It's getting very wet out there, isn't it? So what does Venstre do? He's the first man to put up a time, and that's the time they've got to aim for, is a 1:19.6. We've got a Red Bull coming into the pit. We've got Bilton who's on his fast lap. We're just seeing if anyone else is closer to the finish line. Not by the look. So Bilton's the next one to cross the line, and then Toro Rosso. What does he do? He's done a 1:20 there. And then we got Dan Murphy who's gone fastest, but then Jochen has gone faster still on the 1:18. So Murphy is second, Venstre third, and we got someone who's on wet tyres, and we got Nigel who's on a 1:79. Look at that! That's an impressive time for Nigel. And then you can see Hunter now coming in third position there, and Price is in fourth position. Murphy, who did set the pace initially, and Chucky's in the pits at the moment. I think it's just flashing between deciding what tyres to go on there. So we got NWBB. It doesn't take a lot to confuse me, does it? NWBB is on the haven't set a time yet, but look at this. The rain is getting everywhere. We might see wets, but there'll be no point though if they put the wets on. Then that's it. That'll be the grid. So we just Chucky is still in the pits at the moment in the Red Bull. His teammate is second at the moment. Yeah, and of course NWBB's teammate is sixth at the moment. Of course Venstre. So coming out of the hairpin now and down the back straight, as you see Jochen in the background. At the moment he's having a real run for his money, isn't it, with the debutant Nigel really coming there and absolutely stormed to the pole position. Is this going to be his first pole position in his debut race? Incredible. It's going to be like Jacques Villeneuve back in '96. We've got a Red Bull going through. I think Johan is going out for another go. Can he displace Nigel? Got a yellow flag in sector 1. I'm hoping that no one's. I don't think it's a terminal failure, but it's definitely one of the. Can't see who it is at the moment. We're on board with Jochen, who's in the Red Bull. Who is it? It is one of the Toro Rossos, I believe. Gosh, yes, it is one of the Toro Rossos. So one Toro Rosso is going a bit slow there, and letting Jochen through now. So I'm not sure if he was just letting people by actually, because it didn't look like there was much damage on that Toro Rosso. So as we've seen NWBB just come in the pits and just abandon this lap, so he's 10th at the moment. If he needs to set a time, otherwise he will be starting 9th or 10th. That's probably a mistake of the day, wasn't it? As we're on board now with, we're not on board anymore with Jochen, who's in 2nd position. He is aiming to knock Nigel off his perch, because at the moment Nigel is going to get pole position on his debut in HR Racing. Going through the final corner now, and oh, look at that, the back end trying to overtake the front, and he is backed off. He's going to go again. He's going to go again with 5 minutes to go. We've got a Mercedes in the background, and that is Nigel. Is he going to improve? No, he doesn't. He's just 2/10 off the pit, 2/10 slower. But he has got a decent buffer in the at the moment. He's the unmanned 17th. We've got a yellow flag, and that is Price, who is just getting out of the way of Nigel in the Mercedes. So Price is torn out there at the moment. We got Chucky is now going to be out there, and also we got NWBB who's behind his teammate at the moment on the track. So what can Chucky do then as he comes down the back straight? So what is he? He comes into the final chicane now. We've got a yellow flag again in sector 2. It's a bit of opposite lock there, but hopefully that shouldn't cause too much of a problem. But so Chucky goes 7th at the moment. So he's just placed Bilton. Bilton's down to 8th now. So it's Bilton on the track. He is on the track. He is in. He's 2/10 up. So Bilton is going to take the challenge to Chucky. So let's see what Bilton can do then in the Toro Rosso. His teammate is 5th, and about just though is a second. He's a second behind his teammate at the moment. Of course, in these conditions do kind of throw all the gaps kind of a bit obscure. So if he comes across the DRS zone, but of course there is no DRS, and Bilton goes 6th fastest, so that's a good lap. He is now sharing the same row as his teammate Price in 5th and 6th position, and now 3rd on the grid. So as now we're on board with NWBB in the Sauber. Lovely wing shot here. You can see the winglets there. Next year we won't see these winglets, as they're going to a more simple front wing, which hopefully will improve the overtaking. Unfortunately, if you watch I'm not going to give you any spoilers away, but if you watch the Formula 1 1000th race today in China, it didn't really help much, to be honest. But yeah, well, that's all I'm going to give you really. So yeah, we've got up early. It's been a long old day for me. I'm going to be hitting the sack after this race. And now NWBB comes across the DRS zone again. You can see, look at that, he's hugging the white line now. And what's he going to do? He's taking the shortest, and he's gone fastest. What a time from NWBB. Great time there of 17.886. He's a 10th in front of Nigel. He might have another debutant on pole position. Wow, we got a debutant front row here. This is incredible. Amazing stuff. That was a great lap from NWBB. Stupendous stuff. Right, Nigel's back out now. We got Jochen back out now. We got Dan Murphy out. Hunter is also out. Bilton has come out of the pit as well. So we got a bit of a packed track out there at the moment. So we've got 8 cars currently out there. Unfortunately, Steve is not going to be joining the guys on the track, because unfortunately he binned it in the wall. And Venstre at the moment is just chilling in the pit lane at the moment. We've got 2 Red Bulls on track now. I wonder if we're going to have a bit of slipstreaming. I think it's drying up. It is drying up. Sure, there's me like... yeah, I probably missed that from like 5 minutes ago. But NWBB then, so this is where you need to have fresh inters. Is anyone going to try dries? I'm thinking that Venstre is going to try dry tyres. So it's going to be whoever is last across the line. And NWBB's in as well. So is he coming in for dry tyres? I think Johan is gone through again. So he's going to start his lap now. But I think the guys, Hunter's on the Hypersoft as well. As is Venstre. They got to come out fairly soon if they want to get this going. So. Oh, touch and go. This is going to be great. So it's going to be last one across the line if those dry tyres can keep, if they can get those dry tyres up to temperature. Is it still a bit wet out there for the dry tyres? Well, we're going to find out as Venstre comes out of the pits now. They haven't got long one. They got a motor out of the pits because it's only 1 minute and 20. 1 minute and 20 is left on the clock, and of course these guys have done 1:17. So we're still watching Johan now, who is in third at the moment. This is the first time I think I've seen, apart from Australia, this is the first time I've seen Johan under a bit of pressure at the moment. So we got a tournament. I think someone's in the war. I'm hoping that's not the case. But unfortunately, that prize is out, and that might cause him some major issues, which would not be good. As now Johan comes down and race. Look, DRS is enabled, but does Johan know? Does Johan know? I don't think he does, because he's still not got the DRS zone, unless he just passed it too late. Because DRS is available again. Oh, there might just be a glitch on the graphics here, but what does he do? He's done 1:17. He's gone fastest on the intermediate times with half a minute to go in this qualifying session. NWBB, I don't think is going to... Yeah, he's not going to get out. So he's lost his pole position. But Nigel goes fastest on 1:17.6. He's also on the intermediate tyre. So Nigel is fastest in the Mercedes at the moment. Great stuff. And got an area flag in sector 1. So Murphy is 500s down at the moment on pole sector. He's on the... So what's Hunter going to do? Hunter is on the Hypersoft. Outlap for Bilton, but I think that's it for Bilton. Venstre is called it a day. Chucky's in the pits. So the question is, has Hunter pulled off a master stroke here? So and remember, I think Johan stopped. Johan's binned it. Not binned it, sorry. Johan has finished that. He's not going to come through, and so has Murphy. What about Hunter? Is Hunter going to get pole position as well? So Nigel's retired as well. So Nigel, we could have a debutant on pole position. And Nigel making his debut this afternoon tonight, and what a story that would be. Yeah, Johan is out of the race then. So Johan is out of the race, out of qualifying, and so what about Hunter? Can Hunter spoil Nigel's party here and get on the front, get on pole position? What is he doing? I reckon he might have pulled a master stroke here. I'm not getting any times. So we've got a yellow flag up in front. I'm just hoping this. I hope the cars are all out of the way for Hunter just to get his time in. This could be a master stroke. So he is aiming for 1:17.6. Keep an eye up on the time on the right hand side of the screen. So what's he going to do then? He is not going for the... But this is going to be pole position. It is. What a master stroke from Hunter. He is on pole position then for the Canadian Grand Prix tomorrow. He knocks Nigel off the top spot. What an incredible qualifying. Amazing stuff. That was a master stroke and a half from Hunter. Brilliant stuff. Ooh. Right. Calm. We've still got a race to do. Right. So then at the end of that round then, so Hunter was the only man that put in a time on the Hypersoft. That was a master stroke and a half, and I think who was the first one on the Hypersoft? I thought one of the Saubers were. Anyway, so here we go then for the race. My co-commentator has been very quiet. Where's he gone? Probably had enough. Couldn't get a word in anyways, could he? So right, here we go then for the round 7 of the 2018 HR Racing League in Canada. what a qualifying that was. I need to calm down a bit. Well, we still got about a 45-minute race to come. Oh, you're back, are you, Nathan?
I was having technical difficulties there, I think.
Oh, really? Did you try turning off and back on? That's what I would have done. Oh,
yeah.
Look at that. And look at that. We got a bright, sunny day here in Canada. And, well, hopefully we won't see any more rain. But then again, in a way, I think we would like to see some rain, especially after that qualifying session. So Hunter takes pole position in the Canadian Grand Prix. Amazing stuff. Nigel will be alongside him. Remember, Nigel's a debutant, and he is looking very comfortable in this league, isn't he? I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do and what he can do. As we're just, I was a bit concerned there that we was going to have technical difficulties as well, like Nathan did. But anyway, we're away. Remember, this is the formation lap, so yeah. So this is just to warm up the tires. It looks like a lot of fun out there, but this is very serious stuff, isn't it, Nathan?
This should be a good race.
It should be. Unfortunately, we've already got 2 disqualifications. But let's go from front to back then of the field then. So we got Vesley. So Vesley has joined, the birthday guy. Happy birthday to Vesley, and he'll be starting on super soft tyres. So he is 19th on the grid. So he'll be on a default setup. So he's got a hell of a race in front of him. But remember what he did in Monaco, nothing's out of the question. So 18th is Gator Nation, of course, the American driver in the Force India. Godzilla, the Haas driver, in at 17th. 16th is Double Cream Cat. Remember that these guys are all on the super softs at the moment. We got Killer, who is now Gorilla, who is in 14th position. We got Gorilla in 15th, Gunner in 14th. Deathstorm is in 13th. Then we have got Dan Murphy's been disqualified, naughty boy, and Deathstorm in 13th position. Mr. Elite in 11th and 12th. 11th is Asdog. All these guys are on the super soft tyres. Then we got Steve, who unfortunately crashed out in the final stages of Q3. He's in 10th. He's on the Ultra Soft. On the Hypersoft is Chucky, so he's going to get a launch and a half. Whoa, going straight through Venstra, who's on the Ultra Soft as well. Then we've got Bilton on the Ultra Soft. Murphy, who's on the Super Soft. Price is on the Ultra Soft. Then we have NWBB, who is on the Ultra Soft as well. Then we got Johan, who's in third. Second is Nigel, and first is Hunter. Here we go then. 35 laps around this Gilles Villeneuve circuit, the man-made island on the Saint Notre Dame River, in it, or something like that. Anyway, here we go then. So we've got 3 sets of lights, we've got 4 sets of lights, we've got 5 sets of lights. They're all revving up, and the lights out, and away we go. And good start there from Hunter. Of course, Hunter is on the super soft tyre, so Nigel will have better grip coming out and going into turn 1. And we've already, I think we got a yellow flag in the sector back there. As they've all been very well behaved so far. And Godzilla, unfortunately, has got got one board with Gorilla, who's gone wide. As Vesley is tangling up. Oh gosh, Vesley has left the session. He's unfortunately lagged there. So Hunter leads. Second is Nigel. Third position as retired. Godzilla's out of the race, unfortunately. So that is such a shame for Godzilla. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully we'll find a replay in a minute. But yeah, that's a shame as Vesley is also lagged out. So at the moment we got Hunter leading. Second is Nigel. Third position is at Johan. Of course, Hunter is on the harder tyre road, so he will go longer in this race. So we've got a free battle for the lead. Nigel not giving Johan any space, and we've got NWBB as we've got Vesley, who's joined again. He is in 18th position at the moment, so he's having a bit of troubles tonight, Vesley is. So we've then got Price, who's got a watch and brief in 5th position. We've got a battle. Look at how close they are for the lead of the race. Incredible stuff. Going into the final chicane, and that one's completed then. And Hunter is now going off to defend from Nigel. Nigel going on the outside into turn 1. Very perilous turn 1 is. As good defending there. And now we got NWBB, who is now in front of Johan. Johan is down into 4th at the moment. So yeah, this is a real race, isn't it? We've got yellow flag in sector 3, and it is Deathstorm who's in the pits in the McLaren car 4. So he's coming out of the pits now. So he's lost the front wing. Apologies, guys. I think I've missed a bit of action at the back, but I think we're going to have more action at the front, haven't we? Because look at this. all these guys then are just queuing up behind Hunter at the moment. Of course, Hunter is on the slower tyre, so that's why he's going to be struggling for grip then. But Nigel's going to go. I thought he was going to go for the lead into the hairpin, and yeah. So wow, what a start to this race. I mean, so anyway, let's have a look at the big gainers. We haven't really had much in terms of big gainers then in the opening couple of laps. Then there's unfortunately we've got a big loser in terms of Deathstorm. He's dropped down 5. He's had to damage the front wing. But anyway, enough about that because we got to go for the lead in the race. He's on the inside going around to turn 1 NWBB. Look, contact, a bit of contact. That should be all right. But look at this! What a race! What a race! Look at it! And, oh gosh! Contact again is getting too close for comfort there, isn't it? As you can see, the prize is now right on the back there. Bilton's also getting interested as well. Fisher's got a 3-second time penalty at the moment down in the same position. As sorry guys, we're going to keep an eye on the front at the moment. As they're all action everywhere. Nathan John keep an eye on the midfield for me whilst we stay with the front battle. And now as Nigel got an onboard camera from the rear wing. Has he done it? He has done it. Unfortunately, we got a bit of a crap camera angle there, but can Hunter not give him a run? I think going into the hairpin now is of course this race. And that's Johan going on the outside. Oh, bit of contact again from Hunter, and you can see Hunter's now, and NWBB has gone on the outside. Great stuff. Hunter's from 1st to 4th and a couple of laps there. Of course, I remind you, he is on the super soft tyre, but now Johan is now lining up Nigel in the battle for the lead, and now Johan takes the lead, and Nigel's gone across the chicane. And he is not, so Johan now takes the lead after looking a bit perilous in the first couple of laps. He is now right back up into first position. Hunter's now dropped at 9/10 behind, but look at this. I don't think this battle is anything but over. Nigel's looked very good in qualifying. That's going to do in race trim now. And WBB, of course, another debutant doing really well. As we got Asdog who's dropping down the order. We got a 3-second penalty for Nigel already. Asdog is in the pits, and he's come out of the pits now, and he is dropping down the order, but that's unfortunate. Oh, and I think Nigel's hit the wall as he damaged his front wing. And that was quite a big clout. Now NWBB coming on the outside, and Nigel defending beautifully well. Wow, great stuff. Now as we're watching Hunter in 4th position, all over the back is Prize in 5th, Bilton is 6th, 7th is Venstra, 8th is Murphy, 9th is Steve Wolf, 10th is Chucky. He is on the Hypersoft, so he will need to come in the pits. Lovely camera angle, the suspension there. Look at that then. Looking very well controlled is Chucky in 10th position. 11th position is Mr. Elite, and he's on the super soft tyre. Gunnar in 12th. We got Gorilla in 13th. Johan's also got 3-second penalties. So both the 1st and 3rd have all got 3-second penalties as well. We got Gorilla going on the outside as we've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Chucky's out. Where's Chucky? Oh, he's on. That's a Ferrari. And that's Steve Wolves. I think they must have made contact. Did you see it, Nathan? As now his teammates coming up behind it. Did you see what happened there? I think Chucky and Steve Walls was all over. I think that Chucky was behind Steve Walls, wasn't he?
It looked like Chucky might have crashed in Steve, I think.
Oh dear, that's not good, is it? As Asdog now in 16th position, 17th position is the Death Store. So Johan has now got an 8/10 of a second lead over NWBB, who's second. Nigel is in third, and NWBB is the only man who hasn't got a time penalty on. So Prize is now into 4th position. Hunter, who had a great qualifying session and got on pole position, is 5th at the moment. Bilton 6th. 7th is Venstra, who is getting pretty interested in Bilton. Is 8th. We've got Murphy, who's looking very strong on the Superstars in the 8th position. Mr. Elite is at 9th. 10th is Gunnar. 11th is Gorilla in the Williams. He's hoping to turn around his misfortune for this season. Steve Walls is 12th. We've got Vesley, who is up in the 13th. I think he's battled by Double Cream, and Double Cream has gone fast up the race from NWBB. But Vesley is now up into 13th position, calming his way through the field then like a hot knife through butter. Double 14th, Gator Nation in 15th, Asdog is 16th, and Deathstorm is 17th, 4 seconds off the back. Well, we are missing a lot of action here tonight, but yeah, it's because there's action all over the field. And we've got now a 3-second penalty for the second Sauber. Great overhead shot here. This is amazing stuff from the two. Oh, and he got in. He's touched the wall there. He's touched the wall, but if he damaged his wing, I can't see if he's damaged his wing or not. It's going into turn. Oh, and he's rubbing the wall again. They're very, as we were saying in Monaco, how close they were to the wall. But Wow, great stuff. It's going to go down into the hairpin. See, look at this bit of a stadium effect there. Nigel, of course, as I said before, NWBB and Nigel making their debuts. We got Prizes, formerly known as Nolsey, who's in at 4th position. Hunter on the super soft tyre. The pole sitter is in 5th at the moment. 6th position is Bilton. 7th position is Vegstra. 8th position is Murphy. Murphy will have DRS on a Vegstra because Vegstra has got a time penalty. Is he going to have a lunge? He's not going to have a lunge. And Bilton's in the pits. So Bilton in the pits, of course, he's on the... That's a bit early, isn't it? I don't know much about strategy, to be honest, but so Bilton's in the pits on the ultra soft tyre after only 7 laps. So he will be going to... He's going to the super soft tyre, because they're the most durable tyre. As he comes out of the pits, he is in... I think I've just lied to everyone now. He's on the ultra soft. So he is now going for ultra soft tyre. So he'll be on 2-stop strategy. Now he comes out of the pit. He's just in front of Wesley, who is in 13th position. And we got Steve Walls, who's in the pits as well. Oh, that's his own name. And Steve, who's coming out of the pits now on the super soft tyre in the Ferrari. And that's unfortunate for Steve, but can he get a comeback drive and get back into these races? And we'll rejoin the battle for the lead. And NWBB and Jochen is nose to tail as they come out of the hairpin now. Now on the back straight, this is where NWBB will have DRS. Now, so you see Jochen is now defending the inside line, going into the chicane. He's going to get very tasty because both men on the same tyres, and a great bit of defending there from Jochen. This is the first time we've seen that Jochen under immediate pressure, but this is great stuff. As they come now into the turn 1, of course, Masson Perez had a massive accident there, and he's going for it. And again, Jochen driving superbly right now. Is he going to go around the outside? No, not quite. Wow, incredible stuff. Back on board then. We're on board the side pod now with NWBB going into turn 3 and 4. Into sweeping turn 5, and now we're coming to turn 6 and 7 then. End of the first sector, that is. All these guys have done 7 laps on their ultra soft tyres. Of course, Bill and Matt's already come in the pits. DRS is available. Look, we're now looking back to Nigel, who's only a second back, and then Price is only a second back as well. And then we got a bit of a 2-second gap then between Price and Hunter, who's 4th and 5th respectively. And then we've got a bit of a queue then behind Hunter at the moment. Well, not a queue as such, it's just 2 or 3 cars. But now NWBB having another sniff of the lead then. They're not crawling over the back of Hunter anymore, are they? Venstra is on the ultra soft, Murphy is on the super soft, and then we got a bit of a gap then between Mr. Elite, Murphy and Mr. Elite. 7 seconds the gap is. Gunnar is now Gorilla 10th. Bilton, who's just coming to pits, so he's going to be lining up the track in 11th. Asdog 12th. Double 13th. Gator Nation 14th. Death Storm in 15th. Steve Walls is going to make a comeback drive now in 16th. Vesley is coming to the pits and come back out in 17th position. We rejoin the battle for the lead then as well. Gorilla's now got a 3-second penalty. Back on board then with the Sauber. This is great. This is a great debut, isn't it? Absolutely stupendous debut. It's like a Lewis Hamilton kind of debut. It's amazing stuff from both the guys, from Nigel and from NWBB. Amazing stuff. So it looks like that a lot of people were saying in the forums and in the chat saying like, oh, this is Jochen's championship to lose. But if NWBB and Nigel come here consistently, I have a feeling that this is not done and dusted, is it? This is great stuff. Now going into the hairpin again, and look at that. Look at the look how much he gains going into the hairpin. Now Jochen does pull away a bit, but again, as NWBB is in the slipstream in the DRS zone, as he is now coming. He is now on the back straight now, and again Jochen going for the inside, and that is great defending, isn't it, from Jochen? That's amazing defending. Now they're coming across the line again. Once again they're going into turn 1, and look at this, he's got more momentum this time. He's up the inside. What is he going to track position? He does it well. He's gone a bit wide, and is Jochen going to go for the switchback? No, he doesn't. So NWBB takes the lead of this Canadian Grand Prix. Then has he got the pace to pull away? Is Jochen going to let him pull away? Is the question. Of course, Nigel just a couple of about a second back in at 3rd position at the moment. Wow, Murphy's just done got a 3-second penalty there. And so now Jochen's now got the DRS zone. Oh, what a start! We're only on lap 10. Am I going to be able to get through to the end of this race? Deathstorm is now with the 14. He's got past Gator Nation. Of course, Deathstorm, Steve Walls, and I keep calling him Steve Walls, Steve and Vesley having a bit of a messy start to this race, unfortunately. So And now Hunter catching a bit of the grass there on the outside. We got Venstra, who is on the ultra soft, so but we're expecting Hunter and Dan Murphy to stay out longer as they're on the super soft tires, and Murphy looking very comfortable there in 7th position at the moment. Elite in 8th, 9th position, Elite in 8th, and he's got Bilton with a lunge, with a lunge and a half. Sorry Nathan, Bilton with a lunge and a half. Thanks for letting me know that. As Gunnar is now going to have to defend on the inside, but I think that Bilton's going to have he's going to have the he's got the fresher tyres and will have the straight line speed, and he is now up into 9th position. That was a lunge and a half, wasn't it? Great stuff. Now Gunnar now. Got a 3-second penalty again for Gorilla. Remember, the penalties around here are quite harsh, so and this is a great three-way battle. Is Gorilla going to go? Oh, he's oh, touching wheels there, touching wheels, but it's all right. Oh, not any major contact there. As NWBB has got a 3-second penalty. I think that's his first 3-second penalty. So yeah, that's so at the moment they're all equal at the front. As Gorilla now having a good old battle here for Gunnar. This is the final battle for the final points position in 10th and 11th. Asdog is now up into 11th, up into 12th position, and is starting to catch the guys in front. Double is in 13th, Death Storm in 40, Gator Nation 50. Steve Wolves is now catching on Gator Nation for 15th position, and so is Fesley, who is in 17th position. And we've got another 3-second penalty for Prize. Oof. Oh, look at this, the battle for the lead still hasn't let up, has it? And now he's going on the inside, taking a tighter line. Has he got a bit of traction? No, not quite. Oh. Going down into turn 3 and 4. Usually I don't do a workout on Sunday, but blimey, these guys are giving me a workout tonight. As now coming up into, as we've got another 3-second penalty. Of course, as we were saying before, penalties around here are just it's unforgiving. Look at that, sliding the back end there. Jochen is in the Red Bull. Great stuff, a great battle for the lead. So far, I must say that all the races have been amazing, but this one has been absolutely stupendous. It's been amazing stuff. All these guys have given it their all, and this is what we like to see. And it's only going to get better, guys. It really is. It's, of course, Jochen, who's won 5 of the 6 races, of course, Schumacher-esque type of form back in the early 2000s when he was dominating for Ferrari. So, but we've got a young charger in the form of NWBB, of course, in the young charger in the form of either Kimi Raikkonen or Alonso is trying to get Johan's throne before he's even settled. If so, well, this is going to be a great season. And look at this, now he's got them again. And he's coming on the outside. Good defending for both these guys, really good defending. The placement of these guys as Vesely and Steve goes past Gator Nation. Gator Nation is still on the super soft tyres, so he's going for a long first stint. The way these guys are positioning their cars, it's been amazing, hasn't it? It's just expert driving from these guys, and now we've got DRS going on. And so Nathan, who's my Ted Kravitz tonight, Nathan, anything that spotted your eye, and what about what's happening in the comments? Because I think we have 4 comments.
Sorry, been a great battle between Venstra and Hunter, and Gorilla and Gunnar.
I know, we've been keeping an eye on that, haven't we? And I think that Dan is also keeping a close eye as well in 7th position. Well, but we think that Venstra will have to come in the pits mode, as Nigel is dropping back now. He's now almost 5 seconds back from these guys. These guys are flying. It's a good. Oh, and NWBB is coming in the pits then. So we got 3-second wall for Jochen. So Jochen has got his 3-second penalty. So into the pits comes the Sauber. Nigel's staying out. So into the pits then is the Sauber. If we got the second Sauber in, I thought we had the second Sauber. No, but Venstra's now got by Hunter. Hunter is dropped down a position. But remember, he is going for a long game in this first sector. So out of the pits now comes NWBB in the Sauber, and he comes out. Of course, this is a very old pit lane. It exits out in turn 2. And stays on the right, on the left-hand side of that white line. He is out in 7th position. Mr. Elite is 8th, so he has come out in front. Bilton is in 9th at the moment. 10th is Gunnar. 11th is Asdog. We've got a Williams of Gorilla in the pits. So he's done 12 laps on those super soft tyres, and that's quite early for super soft. But he's also, it looks like he's damaged his front wing, so he is now going to be on the ultra soft tyres, if I'm not very much mistaken, which I probably am. Number 70, and the Williams then come out the pits now. And he has dropped down to 15th. Vesely, who's made a pit stop. And look at this, we've got a good battle now here between Death Storm and And Steve has we got a oh, look at this. Steve is very determined to get by Deathstorm here in the McLaren. Is he? No, not quite. Johan has got he's got a penalty for speeding in the pit. That is gonna, he's on to 9 second worth of penalties, I believe. He's going onto the super soft tyre. This should be his one and only stop, so he should be going to the end of the race now, because beautiful blue skies out there. And NWBB has also got a penalty as well, so they're up to 6 seconds for NWBB. Hunter now up into second position. Prize is now leading this race, so and look at that, the undercut is very powerful here, isn't it? Sorry, I should have noticed that earlier. NWBB is now one in front of Johan, but remember, Johan's got lap fresher tyres at the moment. Nigel, who's coming out in 6th position at the moment. Mr. Elite is at 7th. I don't think he's made a stop yet. Bilton has made a stop, and we're expecting him to come in again. But he's only used the ultra-soft tyres. Then we've got Vegeta in 9th. He is just pitted as well. And Gunnar 10th, and look at this, Asdog going right up to the back as Gorilla's got another 3 second penalty there. As Asdog is going right to the back of Gunnar. This is the battle for the final points of the moment. Of course, Asdog, I think, got some damage at in the first on the first lap. Unfortunately, we missed a lot of the action because there's so much action here, there, and everywhere. And so Vesley is down at 15th at the moment. Broke Gorilla's 60th. He is starting his stint on the ultra soft tyre, and in comes Prize. It was coming in, so that means that we got, oh, look at this, we got another battle for the leaders. A Prize is coming in the pit, so we've got Hunter, Murphy, and also NWBB. And Murphy got on the inside. He's push Hunter. What, we got an outside foot? Look at that. Oh my god. And it's pushing him onto the grass there. Oh dear. NWBB having to get out of that because that was getting a bit tasty there, wasn't it? Wow. Incredible stuff here. These guys need to slow down because they're going to cause me. Oh, and he's gone on the inside. He's got on the inside of Murphy. Murphy is dropped down to 3rd now. So NWBB is now in the 3rd. So Johan has to get by as quickly as possible if he wants to keep up with NWBB, who's in 2nd position. And now, he's touched the wall quite hard there. You can see that on his he's used up quite a lot of ERS NWBB, and also his fuel is quite low. Of course, 15 lap old super soft tyres there, and look at this, all over the back of Murphy is so the 2 leaders are all over the back of Murphy and Hunter. Of course, the guys are on a longer first stint. Of course, Hunter started on pole position, a great time in qualifying, as Johan is already by Murphy, and Murphy now drops down to 4th. Hunter is still leading. As of course, these guys are playing the long game because they're going to come out on the ultra soft, which is the faster tyre. And now what is NWBB going up the inside? We've got contact again. Hunter, a bit of and now he's on the switchback. He's gone on the inside into turn 3 into the chicane. He has done it. He is up into 1st. He's retaking the lead. Hunter has dropped down to 2nd now. As now Johan is now right all over the back of Hunter, and he lunges. Oh my god! I thought that was it then. And look at Hunter now. He's coming back out. He's on the outside. Dangerous place to be on the outside on that corner. As now Johan is under pressure. Has he got DRS? Is he going to have a lunge himself? No. He thought about it, but he decided he's sliding all over the place then, isn't he, as Hunter is. As Murphy is now starting to get keen as well. So the NWBB and Johan is going to resume their battle for the lead. What about Nigel? Where's Nigel? He is 4 seconds back, so he is in 5th position at the moment. We got Prize, who's now 2 seconds back from Nigel, so I wonder if Nigel's got a problem developing. Of course, Bilton is now in 7th on the ultra-soft tyre, so I wonder if he's going to go into a hypersoft for his final stint. And we've got a great battle there between Venstra and Mr. Elite. Venstra on the outside because he is on new tyres compared to and we got another 3 second penalty from Johan. This race is going to be determined on track as well as in the stewards room, unfortunately, with the amount of penalties that are floating out there at the moment. So as Mr. Elite is down to 9th, Ansdog is up into 10th, it's pulling away from Gunnar. We got Steve, who is in 12th position. Vesley has now moved up to 13th position. We got a 3 second penalty for Hunter, he's in 3rd position now. So we got Vesley in 3rd, Double is 14th. Gorilla is in 15th, he is just overtaken. Deathstorm, oh my gosh! I thought he went to the back there. Has he got wing damage? Well, if he had wing damage, he must have knew about it before. So we're on board with Deathstorm now, of course, making his debut in the McLaren. As Gorilla has now got another 10 second penalty. He's got a driver, hasn't he? No, even worse. His mechanics aren't ready, or they are ready, and it's just it looks like they're changing his tires, and he's just having a park. He's just parking up. There we go. Lovely stuff. He's out of the pits now in 17 positions on the Hypersoft side. Johan's out. He's in the wall. He's in the wall of champions. There he is. Oh no, the championship leader is out of the Canadian Grand Prix. What happened there? Unfortunately, I didn't see it. Oh my gosh. So Johan is out of the race in the World Champions. That's quite... Well, he is, to be honest, people are certain was going to be a champion, but that is incredible. On lap 19, Johan is out of the race. There's going to be questions out. Is it going to be put under pressure from the young upstart of NWBB, or was it just a driving error? Hopefully we'll find a replay of that soon, but that is massive in the championship. People thought he was running away with this. Wow. Think again, anything can, as the great Murray Walker just saying, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. Incredible stuff. So NWBB has now got a, unfortunately from that point of view, Johan was having a great battle between Johan and NWBB, but shame that he's gone out, because we think that Hunter and Dan is going to now be just pacing themselves until they get onto the Autosoft tires, as Hunter is in, and it's Murph. Oh my gosh. Oh, calm down, guys. Good lord. Nigel's now for the second position, and is watching out Murphy and Hunter in the pits, and Force India and Haas, 26 in the Haas, because the Americans, he will be going to the Autosofts. Hunter comes out of the pit lane now, as looks like the Haas team had to hold him up a bit there. So Mr. Elite, who's done 19 laps on these Supersofts, he might be, unfortunately, might be easy picking. No disrespect to Mr. Elite, but he is on lap tires, which have done all the race so far. 20 laps, 19 laps on the Supersoft tires. So Hunter out in 6th, Dan out in 7th. Bilton now is come out, and he's on the Supersoft now, so he'll be going down to lap 50. He's got 15 laps still on these Supersofts. And we've got Gunnar 9th, we've got Stee in 10th position. Vesley is now just outside the points in 11th position, because he's the main championship rival to Johan. To Johan, but unfortunately Johan is out of the race, so Vesley is not in the points as of yet. Asdog is in 12th position, Gorilla 13th, Double 14th, Gator Nation in 50th, and Deathstorm, who's now going to overtake Gator Nation and go up the inside into turn 1. Of course, Gator Nation hasn't stopped either yet. He's doing a good stint on these Supersoft tires, and we're rejoining the leader then. So the gap is now 5 seconds then between NWBB and Nigel. So these two are debutants. So yeah, good bit of racing between these guys. These two men could be the stars of the future of this league. Wow, great stuff indeed. There's yeah, as we got a pass between Bilton, and that's because Mr. Elite is now in the pits. He is coming in the pits, come back out again. A very consistent drive from Mr. Elite, as we now got Vesley in the pits. We've got the second Renault in the pits as well. But yes, we've got Gunnar in the pits. He's going on the Ultrasoft, and it's coming out of the pits now in the second Renault, out in 12th position. Yeah, 12th position. So Gorilla's now down to 12th. Asdog is 11th. Great shot. So look how close they are to the river there, to the St. Lawrence Seaway. Look at this. As we said, this was a man-made lake. You see in the middle we got a lake, man-made island. So we got a lake on the inside. And look at this. If we as Deathstorm is now in front of Double, as Double is in the pit, as is Gator Nation. As Asdog is now in 11th position. We've got Vesley, who is in 10th position. He's going to be able to get to the end on those super soft tires. I don't think he will, to be honest. But, yeah, he might be able to. But as Stee is now, as Hunter set the fast lap of 1:11, he means business now, don't he? And of course, he wants to get back up onto maybe. Can he get back into the podium? Well, he's going to have fresh tires, isn't he? So he's going to be. He's going to be quite rapid then in the final stage of this race. One boy Steve then. Of course, Steve would like to get some points. I would like to know what happened to Steve. Hopefully we'll find out after this race, because there's a lot of action on the first couple of corners. There's a lot of action all the way through this race. Whew. If you want to see action like this, here's a cheap plug. Like the HR Racing YouTube page and subscribe. And give it a thumbs up as well, because this has been absolutely outstanding stuff. don't think my neighbours are going to be too happy though. I'm losing my voice as well. As Steve now is now homing in, or was homing in on Mr. Elite. Of course, Mr. Elite has now got a quicker tyre on, and he's also 15 laps younger as well. So Deathstorm's got a 3-second penalty. As I said, then penalties are going to be a bit of a going to cause some issues for some drivers in the NWBB. Is looking a class of 1 out there, isn't he now? As he is now so making his debut. Of course, we keep stressing that he's making his debut, as is Nigel. The two debutants have really upped the game, haven't they? Johan is out of the race, unfortunately. Chucky's out of the race, and so is Godzilla. So unfortunately for Johan, this season he's been win or bust. I must admit, he's had 5 wins in the first. As Wesley is now in front. Is Steve on the pit? I think he has. So Steve's come in the pits, come back out. He's gone on the ultra soft tyres. So now this is a sprint to the end now for Steve. Can he get up into the points in the Ferrari? Both Ferraris are out of the points at the moment. Mr. Elite's got a 3-second time penalty. As I think Gunar's gone by as well in the Renault. And look at it. Ooh, this is going to be a bit close. As Gunnar gets out just in front of Steve. So, of course, it's been a long old slog this race. As for a couple of the main guys. Vesley, of course, one of them, who's down in 9th position though, but that's a good comeback drive from Vesley. And I've got to think about the driver of the day in a minute. Gosh. No, that's going to be hard, isn't it? Because we could give it to the debutant NWBB who took the fight to Johan too. Nigel, who's done just as an impressive time been just as impressive in the Mercedes, who's second at the moment, 6.5 seconds behind. We got Prize in 3rd position. Hunt. We got Vigstra in 4th position. 5th position is Hunter now. Now Hunter is now getting. I'm starting to get. Oh, he's going for a lunge. Look at that! It's great racing. Great racing. But now Vigstra keeps on the outside. Oh, almost forcing onto the marbles there. And look at this. Hunter is still right on the gearbox of. Still on the gearbox of Vigstra. Now he goes on the outside, going into the chicane. Great racing from Hunter. Of course, he's on the ultra soft tyres. We expect Murphy to be all over the back of Vigstra as well in a minute. So Hunter, who had a great qualifying, I must admit, brilliant qualifying, brilliant strategy, excellent stuff. And Hunter's now in 4th position. He is 9 seconds away from Prize, or Nosey as we used to know him as. This name changes really caused havoc for me tonight. 10 laps to go of this Canadian Grand Prix. Vigstra is 5th, Murphy is 6th. We've got Bilton in 7th. He is going to the end on the super soft tyres. Mr. Elite is 8th. 9th is Asdog in with the super soft tyre. Is he going with the end on the super soft? I reckon he will. Gorilla is in 10th at the moment, and he is on 10 lap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That's one of the McLarens is cruising. It's Vesley, I think. I think Vesley must have. Oh my god!
Oh, he's out.
Oh no! Vesley has gone into the back of NWBB. That is unbelievable. No way. Nigel takes the lead, but oh my god, Vesley just took out. I don't even know what to say. Just took out NWBB. He's lost his whole front wing. That. Unbelievable. We've got a virtual safety car. In this race, and oh my gosh. We're not sure what happened to Vesley, if he lost it or what, but then he just got involved in the leaders. I'm lost for words, really am. As virtual safety car, if it stays out, it was no real consolation prize, is it, for NWBB? What a race he's had, what a debut. Nigel now is leading this race, so, and he comes into the pits. We've got McLaren in the pits as well, and that is DRS has been enabled now, so we got now is NWBB is going to come out on the Hypersoft, so he's going to light up the track now, but unfortunately, yeah, that's going to be no consolation to him. He's now down to 6th position with 9 laps to go. Wow, and he's gone over the white line, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't know what to say really. Vesley's middle track, and I'll have to see it again to make a judgment. But what a shame! What a shame indeed. He's drove a superb race, and yeah, it is racing at the end of the day, but. Disappointing. Nathan, did you see what happened there? Did you just catch the end of it like me?
Yeah, I just caught the end of it.
Yeah,
heartbreaking for NWBB.
Yeah, it really is. It's he's done superb. He's done superb in qualifying and in the race. He's really taken the fight to our championship leader Johan, and yeah, and to be honest, Nigel's done just as a good job as well, really, in the Mercedes, as he's now got a 3-second gap over Prize, who is second at the moment. Hunter is third, so Hunter's now got a 7-second gap to Prize. Can he get up into second? We got Steve Wall, who's just gone in front of Gorilla. Oh, making a tap on the rear of Steve. It's just a light tap though, so and he's now going for the grass there, as Bruno is now going to start to become interested. So Steve is now back up into the points on the ultra soft tyres, and he will be chasing down Ansdog, who is 6 seconds up the road at the moment on 10 lap old super soft tyres, as Broke Gorilla is in the pits, and I assume he'll be putting on some hyper softs now and going for fastest lap. Remember, we do not do points for fastest lap as of yet. Death Storm in 14th and Gator Nation in 15th. So Nigel, lap 27 then of the Canadian Grand Prix. And we got Nigel, who's on 12 lap old tyres. We got Prize, who is on 11 lap old tyres. Venture's on 12 lap old tyres as well. And then in the middle of all that, we've got Hunter, who's on 7 lap Hypersoft tyre, as is Murphy. And then we got NWBB, who unfortunately just collected in the who's just collected from the lead, as Murphy gets a 3-second penalty. Nathan, could you press start for me and just tell me what's going on with the penalties? Who's got the most? NWB. Whilst I wait with bated breath, NWBB is now set the fast lap on the Hypersoft tyre. Of course, he's just going to. I don't even know what to say really. It's just, well, what a race! What a race! This has probably been the best race of the season so far. So we've got Death Storm, who's having a bit of troubles up in front as well. We're on board with the Sauer of Venstra. So the accidents lead coming just right here. And now again, NWBB is just keeping it cautious there, but yeah. And Gorilla's got a 3-second penalty. We've got Bilton in 7th position on the. He's on his own on the track. Mr. Elite is on his own as well, as is Asdog. But I have a feeling that Steve, he's going to have unwanted company in a minute, as Steve is now homing in on him in 10th position. 11th is Guna, 12th is Gorilla, 13th is Double, 14th is Death Storm, and Gator Nation in 15th at the moment. So we're back with Nigel now. Nigel is leading, is now up into 4 seconds. Remember, these guys got 13 and 14 lap old tyres respectively. Hunter is kind of reeling it down. We've got a Ferrari just in front. I think that is Double in front. There's it's kind of the gap is stabilising. And fourth we got NWBB. We apologise, has just overtaken Murphy and is now for the 5th position. And now he is the man to keep an eye on. Now we've got 7 laps to go with this Canadian Grand Prix out of 35. Well, I don't even know who to say the driver of the day is. I would have said NWBB was probably one of the drivers of the day. We've had some great, and he's going to go on the outside of Venstra there. Venstra, we got a retirement. I'm trying to find out where. I think it's in the Wall of Champions, is it? It looks like it. There's a yellow flag down there, so I think it is the World Champions where I've got no 3-second penalty for NWBB. That might cause some issues as unfortunately Gorilla's left the session, so really he's having a bit of hard luck at this season so far, isn't he? It's Nigel now. We've got another virtual safety car towards the end of the race, the World Champion, and I think Death Storm is retired in the pits, so Death Storm I think on it a day in the McLaren. So you can see, I think that Gorilla must have hit the wall there. So we're down to 13 runners now. The 19 that started this race is and so when the virtual safety car ends, Death Storm leaves. We got Steve, who's now up into 8th position. As we got a couple of pit stoppers, so Ansdog coming in the pits, and he is coming out now in 9th position, 10th position. 10th position as Gunar's just gone by. So Asdog making a pit stop. Other man has made a pit. Oh no!
Bilton's stuck in the pits.
Yeah, Bilton's stuck in the pits, and this is a shame. Again, the what can you say? And we're now back into racing speed. And oh, look at this! And NWBB and Vinstra is fighting for 4th position. Unfortunately, Bilton, I think, is out of the race because of the Codemasters glitch, which for some reason they just don't like Toro Rosso. And now as Double is now up into 11th position, so Double can get some points. As can Gator Nation if they just keep on the straight and narrow. Because this race, the latter stage of the Grand Prix, and NWBB going straight into the wall. Going into the wall there is now he's having a lunge. Oh, Venstra. Yeah, unfortunate for Bilton. That is such hard luck. He was making his return after a couple of race or being absent for a couple of races. Now going on the outside, going into Venstra just completely cuts the corner. That's surely a 3-second penalty. It is a 3-second penalty. The question is though, how many has he got compared to NWBB? This is going to be one that I'm going to sit on the edge of my settee for the rest, so that everyone is, until everyone is actually crossed the line. Oh, on the grass there is not. Wow, this looks personal, don't it? So we're between these two, and going into the final chicane. Now look, eventually I'm a bit of a losing the back end there as Murphy is just keeping a watch and brief in 6th position. As I think Venstra defended really well. It's robust, isn't it? But it's definitely it's interesting, isn't it, Nathan? I can tell you what, incredible stuff.
At the moment, Ventra's got a 9-second
penalty. And how much is NWBB got? I'm going to have to cut you off for a minute, Nathan, because up the end, coming on the outside now is NWBB, looking left, looking right, now back in the middle. You can see, give him a nudge, spinning him around. He spun him around. Oh no, both Sauers made contact. This is getting a bit messy today, folks. Venstra is dropped down to 6th position, so penalties ain't going to matter anymore, are they, unfortunately? So Venstra dropping down to 6th. So Murphy has now inherited 4th position. NWBB is now in the same position as 5th position, and Venstra is 6th. He is not going to be happy with that. 7th position is Mr. Elite. Steve is in 8th now. 9th is Asdog. 10th, Asdog's got in front of Gunnar as he's in 10th position. Double is 11th and just letting Venstra through. And there's Bilton. That is such a shame, unfortunately, for Bilton. It just seems like it's the Toro Rosso glitch, isn't it? If any of you watch League Racing, you notice that for some reason the Toro Rosso pit crew just don't like their driver and just keep him stranded in the pit lane. Now into the pits, then comes the Sauber, and what's he going on? He is going on the ultra soft tyre for the final 2 laps. He had enough of a gap. No, he didn't. Did he? No, he didn't. Mr. Elite's through. Asdog has made the fastest lap of the race on 1:10.9. So Mr. Elite's now from the 6th position, Steve is down from the 7th position, and Venstra is down to 8th. And he's coming to lap at Gator Nation. As Asdog 9th, Gunnar 10th, Double is 11th, just outside the points, and you see that Venstra is getting held up there by Gator Nation. Now Gator Nation getting let through now. Tell you what, this has been a rough day for both Salvers, hasn't it? Oof. Is Dan now 4th, Hunter 3rd, 2nd is Prize, and 1st is Nigel. So Nigel on his debut for the Mercedes team is leading this race on lap 34 of 35. Of course, he looked very strong in qualifying. In the race, he didn't look like he had the legs over Johan and NWBV, but he has survived. He's got through all the traffic, and at the moment he is looking good for the win. His first win in his first race of HR League Racing, coming down into the hairpin for the 2nd to last time. 2nd position is Prize. Of course, Nosey is now Prize. Is 2nd. He's done 18 laps on those super soft tyres. Hunter is 3rd. As we got 3-second penalty for Murphy. Hunter is 3rd, and he is on the podium at the moment. 4th is Murphy. 5th position is NWBB. in the Sauer, of course, also making his debut, and been a bit rough for a couple of these guys today, aren't it? Mr. Elite is in 6th position in the Renault. 7th position is Steve Wolves. I keep calling him Steve Wolves. Steve in the Ferrari. 8th position is Venstra, and Hunter has been disqualified from the session. Hunter's been disqualified from the session for failing to use the required compounds. What? What? Oh my gosh. No way. Unbelievable. What compounds did he's used? The Ultra Soft and the Super Soft, hasn't he? He has. I don't understand. That's... Oh my gosh. I wonder if Hunter's going to have to appeal that, because I'm sure that he's used the Super and the Ultra. I don't understand that at all. I'm a bit confused. But yeah, that's a wow. Oh my gosh, doubles in the points now, but whether you keep that point is no thing. Anyway, coming down to the final corner for the final time. Nigel comes across gets out of the World Championships, that's claimed a couple of people today, and Nigel wins his first HR race in his debut race. What a race! Brilliant debut from Nigel, an excellent performance from the Mercedes driver. Second is Prize, of course, Nosey, who's now Prize, is second. Murphy is third in the Haas. Now, here's a question for the penalties are going to come into play. But Dan Murphy finishes third on the track. Does he finish? And he does finish third. As NWBB finishes fourth. Mr. Elite now, who's 21 seconds back, and look at that, Steve is quite close to Mr. Elite as he's coming through the final couple of corners now. This race is going to have a bit of an aftermath, I believe. So Mr. Elite finishes 5th. Venstra has got a 10-second stop-and-go penalty. Steve is 6th. Venstra goes into the wall in 7th. I think that was probably a bit of anger there. Asdog will finish 7th in front of Venstra because of the 10-second stop-and-go penalty. So Venstra down in 8th. And we've got Gunnar in 9th position. And the last man to cross the line. Oh, he's in 8th because Venstra has also got a 10-second penalty. So Venstra 8th. Gunnar 8th, Venstra 9th, and Double 10th. And Gator Nation in 11th position. That was a race of attrition, wasn't it? An absolutely incredible race, full of accidents, full of incidents. Probably, look at Nigel making on his first race, and he's on the top stat. Great stuff. Brilliant drive from Nigel. Absolutely stupendous stuff. And well, the question is, who's going to be driver of the day? I don't really know, to be honest. We'll have a look in a minute, and Nathan, hopefully you can help me out with this. But Nigel from Holland, I believe, won this race from 2nd position. 2nd position was the Toro Rosso of Knowlesy, and 3rd position was Murphy. An incredible race, and a lot of accidents. Yeah, look at all those penalties there. You got 12 seconds for a Prize there. We got to 35 seconds there for Venstra. I think a lot of that was actually just proper anger towards the end. And yeah, were these the final standings? Well, we'll have to find out. But at the moment, then, so Nigel won the race. 2nd was Prize. Murphy in 3rd position. NWBB 4th. 5th, Mr. Elite. 6th is Steve Wall. 7th is Asdog. 8th position is Gunnar. 9th position is Vestra. 10th position is Double. The question is, who's the driver of the day? To be honest, I'm not sure. Who do you reckon should be driver of the day, Nathan? To be honest, Mr. Lee's done a good job from 12th to 5th, and he's just kind of. To be honest, I might be giving it to Nigel, to be honest, but I might change my mind. I'll have to watch the race back. But on his debut, really good stuff for Nigel. Anyway, that's it from round 7. We'll update the championships. We'll throw it onto our Facebook page, and of course, keep an eye out for any incidents and any further investigations. But because I have a feeling that the admins and the stewards are going to be very, very busy after that. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a week's time in France, I believe, for round 8. So the newest track on the Formula 1 2018 game. So hopefully we'll see you then. From us, goodbye.